good time to buy in Almaden Valley? Has the summer market passed, and is it still a good time to sell, or should you wait till spring? What is the actual data telling us? Well, let's jump right in and take a look at the real charts and data. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman with homeownerexperience.com, your local San Jose, California realtor. And today we're talking about the Almaden Valley real estate market with real, actual data so you can make informed decisions. I love to look at Almaden Valley data because I live there myself and do a lot of business there. So let's jump in and take a look at the average prices, the home sales, and the inventory to get an idea of what the trends are for this upcoming market. Okay, here we are with the real estate dashboard for Almaden Valley single family home market as of September 2020. And we're going to be reviewing August closed data. So the closed prices in August were pretty similar to July, just down 0.4%. And we're up 2% year over year, not that significant, and we're still below the 2018 peak in Almaden Valley. But we are selling about 1.3% over asking on average. Now the number of sales are down 15% from July, with 32 units closed, which is 45% more than August 2019, which only closed 22. So we are having a really good August. I think the market has shifted a little bit because of the coronavirus influence this spring. But year to date, we are actually up in sales, 196 sales in Almaden Valley for 2020 versus year to date 170 in 2019. So pretty good. Buyers have definitely been jumping into this market. Now here's the Almaden Valley chart, taking a look all the way from 2015 to 2020, and these large yellow bars you see here comparing June, July, and August for the last 3 years. So have we really experienced a peak in inventory and in sales? Possibly. So let's dig into this a little bit more. As you can see, here are the prices, pretty sporadic, with an average of 1,629, and our peak was all the way up to 191 in 2018, but 1,663 earlier this year, and we kind of just maxed out at that in a couple months of 2019. So definitely doing pretty well year over year. There was a slowdown late last year that increased and picked up with coronavirus, and you can see there wasn't a huge actually influence, just 1 month where prices were down, and then we've kind of been sporadic, as I mentioned, in Almaden Valley. That happens a lot because of the huge price range. When we work out averages, if a large estate home sells for $4 million, it really swings our averages. So again, the sales are pretty good. They're up year over year, and I'm going to say they're looking pretty consistent with what we would expect in this time of year, except slightly delayed. You know, you see here the peak in sales was actually in May, then it drops June, July, and here we kind of had our peak in July with a slight slowdown in August. Now the pending sales, this blue dotted line, are also increasing, have been decreasing for a couple months. And the inventory is just extremely low. We are looking a lot like 2017, lower than 2018 and much lower than 2019 peaks. So how does the inventory, we talked about it, it's actually 14% lower than July and 58% down year over year, and still lower than 2018 and 2019 as shown in that chart. And that works out to 22 days of inventory because we have really low inventory and still pretty good healthy sales. And the pending sales are down from July already. Did we hit the peak, traditional peak? Probably. It's looking like now a couple months of decreased pending sales. That means we might be slowing down for the fall. But pending sales were just slightly down at 2.9%, while inventory was down quite a bit more at 14.8%. And here's that average list or sale price to list price of 1.3% over asking. So the market is kind of acting like we're heading towards fall, but we still do have 59% of our inventory in contract, which is really high and pretty phenomenal, and actually up from last month of 56%. But with 22 days of inventory only, it is a very strong seller's market. So with prices holding steady, selling over asking, closed sales slightly down, and we're slowing pending sales down, meaning we're probably peaking, but inventory really low and continuing to decrease, it is really a strong seller's market. So sellers, if you are considering selling, why wait till the spring? It is a really healthy market now. There are definitely buyers out there, and they're looking for inventory. I hear about it all the time, and I think you would have some really good activity if your home is prepped and ready for sale if you put it on the market now, because buyers definitely want to get into Almaden, as I mentioned before. Next, you really should watch the San Jose Market Trends video, because in there I'm going to discuss interest rates, home buyer energy, and how the San Jose market in general is doing so that you can compare that to Almaden Valley. So watch that next.